Guys, what's going on? Lyrical Persuasion here, bringing you Date Night episode 2. Basically, it's going to be about the following, the recap of the following from last Monday and last night's episode of the following. If you guys watched it, thank you for actually checking it out. Let me know how you felt about this TV show in the comment section below. So I want to go ahead and get started. Oh, before I go ahead and get started though, if you did not see it or you do not care to listen to me talk about the following, you can go ahead and click off this video and have a nice day. If you do decide to stay and watch it to the end, make sure you leave a like, comment, or whatever the case may be. Or you cannot leave anything. You already left me a view, so you don't have to leave me anything else. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, last week's episode, which was last week Monday, that's when the following premiered on Fox. And I was pretty excited about it. The trailers, the commercials that leads up to it was pretty interesting, and it had me intrigued. Like I told you guys, I'm into like the criminal justice type feel, and it's working with the FBI. So I was watching this first episode, and the guy, he was like a serial killer. He escapes from prison. Everybody does that, right? Like, who hasn't heard of that? So he escapes from prison, and he like forms like this cult. Like, you guys see this on TV where there's like a religious cult. Like, they have this one little master, and if he says, hey guys, let's go into this building, I'm gonna turn the gas on, I'm gonna set fire, and we're gonna all die together, because that was our plan, for us to die together. Like, it's like one of those cults where they brainwash people that are like not miserable, but like have like some type of mental issues, that can't barely think for themselves, and they end up like having like their mom is like really not their mom, but it's their sisters, and it's like inbreeding each other so they can keep their population together as one. That's basically kind of like what a cult is, like someone who like sticks together and like follows the crowd or whatever. But enough about cults. We're going to talk a little bit more about the TV show. So this guy is so smart. He was a professor at a university, and he used to brainwash his kids, like the girls that were so attracted to him, because he was like persuasive with the words that he spoke. So it was so easy for him to corrupt these young minds, and he had these girls working for him, and he ends up was like trying to kill his one chick, but she survived, and he ends up going to prison for like ever until he escapes. And like throughout the whole time, he had these people that were part of his little cult, these two gay dudes. They weren't really gay, but they were like pretending to be gay, to keep an eye on her, make sure she's safe, know what she's doing, so when he comes out, when that time comes for him to come out, he can finish what he started. And what he believes in Edgar Allan Poe. You know how Edgar Allan Poe, how he wrote stories about killing people and all these miserable things and depressing things. That's who he looked up to. He looked up to Edgar Allan Poe. And so what he did in his killings, like he cut the girls' eyes out and leave them, and that's one of his little trademarks. And then so he got this one, like they said, these two gay dudes, and when I was watching, I was like, those gay guys have something to do with this girl. Like, in some way, somehow, he's gonna end up leading that man to these girls, and that was right. He ends up leading that girl to the man that tried to kill him in the first place. He ends up leading to them, and she ends up dying. That's what happened in the first episode. Now, last episode from last night, it was pretty good. It was interesting. Like I said, it was telling you about the two gay dudes and that one chick, and how she came about, and how he met her, and how he ended up forming a cult. Like I basically told you guys, how he manipulated them into forming a cult, keeping an eye on it. And the thing is, like the babysitter that was supposed to be watching this little kid, his son, his ex-wife, she is part of his cult. Like, she's part of his experiment. Like, she was pretending to be a babysitter for about, I think, like she was watching this kid for like a year or two until he escaped. So when the girl took the kid away from the house, the cops or whatever who was watching the house out to make sure the ex-wife nothing won't happen to her or the kid, they didn't think to say, oh wow, this kid is missing, because he was a babysitter and he was around this kid like forever. So they never thought that this babysitter would ever kidnap him. And like I said, in which he did. And so we found out that she really wasn't a babysitter, that she was part of his plan to take the kid and, to hold him hostage for the ex-wife to do exactly what he wanted. Like I said, this TV show is pretty interesting. It has me hooked from like beginning to the end. So I can't wait for next week's episode. So you guys, hopefully we can talk about this together next week. And also Pawn Stars, I watched that last night too. It was pretty interesting too. So if you guys actually watch that or watch any of these shows, let me know in the comment section below and how you feel about those shows, Pawn Stars or the following. And I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you the next time I will make another date night about whatever TV show is coming up next this week. Later, everyone.